Hello, and welcome back to Coin Lady channel. It has just come to light that the judge hearing the Terra Luna vs SEC case will not be sticking to the ruling in the Ripple case. And there has been much debate because of this. Already, many have stated in public that this invalidates the Ripple ruling. It adds to fresh worries that XRP might be a security. Here, I'll play you a clip from the video and let you know what the best lawyers in the room think about what just happened. No matter what effect this may have on the Ripple ruling or XRP, it will be crucial to act swiftly in the future to fix this. There are a lot of discussions happening right now about it. By the end of the video, you'll have a firm grasp on what this choice entails and whether or not it has any influence on XRP. Watch the whole video, because this is important. To sum up, I just thought this was a fantastic idea. Despite the raise in status. To me, this only shows that Upholds is still making an effort to become a major player in the XRP ecosystem. Since they assumed XRP wouldn't be considered a security, I have no problem with them always having our backs. They kept repeating that all through the trial. As a result, if you haven't already, know that I always tried to have their backs. The new developments in the Terra Luna case, however, are too interesting to ignore. Consequently, the Terra Luna Foundation and Dokken of course responded. Waitlist this matter right here. In case you were unaware, the SEC has filed a complaint against Do Kwon and Terra Luna on the basis that Do Kwon's Luna Foundation issued unregistered securities. According to Joe Torre, Ripple is able to sell XRP in a way that does not qualify as the sale of securities. They mentioned the Ripple case and how they plan to use it to prove that Terra Luna had also been marketed in the same way. As a result, you shouldn't treat our sales as if they were involving securities. In essence, Terra Luna and Dokken are arguing that this case should be treated as the Ripple case and that we, too, should be excluded from securities law. Not surprisingly, this raised eyebrows on social media as some wondered if the judge would uphold this verdict. And before we go any further, I'd like to give you a little overview of the judge who presided over the Terra Luna instances. Surprisingly, foreign middlemen, to whom I think you should listen in matters of law, have been right on the money in virtually every Bitcoin issue. He made it clear that the Terra Luna case's judge takes great pleasure in disagreeing with his colleagues on the same circuit. This judge has a reputation for always taking a stand against any other judge in the circuit, regardless of whether or not the other judge is following the letter of the law. It's also important to note that his comment wasn't a response to the issues I raise in this video. 2 or 3 months ago, he made this claim about this judge. That's why he thought this would happen, because he saw it coming. Now, let's talk about what happened. Thus, the judge hearing the Terra Luna cases came out publicly to state her disagreement with Judge Torres's line of thinking on whether or not a sale of XRP by Ripple would constitute a securities transaction. That can appear to be a very bad thing at first glance. But I think it's important to hear what some legal professionals have to say about it so we can know for sure if this will affect XRP or not. Before I go any farther, I want to dispel several misunderstandings. Stewart has already declared that the outcome in the Terra Luna case would not affect the previous decision of the Ripple team that XRP is not a security. Furthermore, the judge has so far recognized the SEC's charges as accurate, and the Terra Luna litigation is still in its preliminary stages. We made this determination based on the law and a comprehensive factual record that took over 2 years to establish. The comments made by the Terra judges, such as his apparent misunderstanding of the justification offered by the Ripple judges, are beyond the scope of this discussion. Without knowing who they are buying from, for instance, secondary market traders cannot risk their money on anything, yet Stewart and the rest of the audience are insisting right now that this has no relevance on the current SEC action. However, XRP is not a security. He also makes light of the judge by remarking that the latter may have missed some details in his first reading. Understanding that many of these judges have no experience with cryptocurrency makes it all the more challenging to throw them into such a situation. That's why it'll be a while before he gets a handle on things. Since this was effectively the first trial, the judge did not rule that Judge Torres erred, rather, he expressed dissatisfaction with her reasoning. Therefore, I think it's best to wait and see how everything pans out. However, keep in mind that any way is equally irrelevant. Judge Torres is on a higher circuit, but this judge is not. Therefore, his disagreement with her is irrelevant. It's important to remember that this is merely an opinion and that the judge's finding in the SEC case involving Ripple would stand anyway. Furthermore, you must acknowledge that much of what this court said in this case supports what Court Torres said. Many people on Twitter, especially the Bitcoin Maximus, tried to make it seem as though the judge disagreed with everything Judge Torres stated whenever the judge remarked, "Oh, we're disagreeing with Judge Torres." That wasn't the case. The fact that Terra Judge admits it without the promise to cultivate those grows and share earnings is something Stewart already tells us of here. Not even orange groves can guarantee safety. Without the agreement of both parties, there can be no investment contract. And he said as much right out. So, what does that mean? This means he agrees wholeheartedly that tokens themselves are not securities. This was the primary issue from the start. I've been saying that XRP's potential security status has been a problem since the beginning of the Ripple SEC case. The judge in the Terra Limiter case appears to be at war with Judge Torres since he or she is suggesting that two further sales that the court did not rule on as securities may, in fact, be securities. But it seems that everyone agrees that XRP is not safe by itself. This is the single most important thing we can take away from this. Despite the fact that they agree that XRP is not a security, some people appear to think that this decision proves otherwise. Not at all, they agree wholeheartedly on that subject. XRP is not a safe currency. They could just have different opinions on which types of Ripple transactions should be considered securities transactions. This choice is less daunting now that you've evaluated it this way. A judge who was just starting to wrap his head around a very complicated case and a very complicated issue. It was his original ruling, and he is now conceding, openly, that the tokens themselves are not securities. Absolutely, everyone is entitled to their own opinion. Although I have shown that this judge is not like the other judges in his circuit, Metal Lohman did point out that he does not always rule the same way. Therefore, he might have disagreed with Judge Torres on some of the particular transactions, but his firm belief that the token itself is not a security is a direct challenge to the SEC's authority. This event was a black swan for the cryptocurrency market. For XRP, this is the proverbial black swan. Even judges who are sympathetic to the SEC, such as the judge in the library case, are refusing to make the absurd assumption that the token itself may qualify as a security. The judge ruled almost entirely in favor of the SEC in the library case. He himself was unable to openly identify the token security. This scam has been supported by the SEC for some time, because it's their only chance to slow down Ripple and XRP. The Bitcoin maxis are desperate for their conspiracy theory to be correct. Since Bitcoin Maxes is aware that the technology behind it will never be able to compete, they are confident that they can put a stop to it with the help of their zealous regulators. The SEC and other regulators don't have the legal ability to do that, which is ironic. This is why they are trying to break the rules. This is why they are coming up with these made-up ideas, such as the assets acting as security, in an effort to bring cryptocurrencies under their thumb. On the other hand, it seems like every single legal expert in the world disagrees with their position. The most positive part of the future time is that, but one saving grace we have seen is that the courts have not been prepared to mindlessly concur with these regulators to rubber stamp whatever they're saying. Instead, they have responded with arguments based on the law and evidence that support up what people like John Deaton have been arguing about the Ripple SEC case from the beginning. There will never be any security in the token itself, in orange gardens, in whiskey, in beavers. The way in which investments are packaged is crucial. The SEC's proposed framework for regulating the industry was not supported by this notion. So they were making frantic efforts to get away from it. However, ultimately, they are unsuccessful, and the court's decisions are being followed. Anyway, I greatly value your being here today, gentlemen. I trust you found this update interesting. If you liked it, please consider subscribing. See you later, bye.